Welcome back inside the Raiders Training Camp podcast presented by SiriusXM. I am Vince Sapienza. Well, it's been a week since we last chatted, and what a week it was. The entire training camp has been a spotlight on the offensive line and the rotation and the competition that we've been seeing at the center spot and now at the right guard spot. It seems as if Jordan Meredith has taken hold of that center spot. Pete Carroll has said he's loved his communication, his consistency at that spot. His prototype of build and physical traits just sit and suit perfectly to that position, which leaves Jackson Powers-Johnson moving to the right guard. Now, what we have seen is a little bit of a battle between he and Alex Kappa, who signed as a free agent this past offseason. But Alex Kappa has now missed 4 straight practices with a rib injury. On Monday, Jackson Powers-Johnson tried to give it a go, but he was also dealing with a rib injury as well. Now, in the last 2 practices, JPJ has been a full participant and has been playing at that right guard spot. So we saw Jordan Meredith, Jackson Powers-Johnson play into the third quarter together in preseason game number 1 in Seattle. And it seems as if Pete Carroll and his staff are trying to get as much reps and as much information in terms of that cohesion and that comfort between those two in the interior offensive line. So that has been what has been the most noteworthy in terms of that topic. We're going to talk to Charles Grant, rookie offensive lineman for the Raiders here coming up in just a bit. But that is the news, I would say, of the week in terms of that offensive line. Alex Kappa has been out dealing with his own rib injury, while Jackson Powers-Johnson is trying to compete and battle and solidify his spot at the right guard position. Also of note, Adam Butler was out for a minute dealing with a personal issue. He has since returned to practice and been running with the number 1 defense as is per usual. And last time we chatted, we did not have the news of the Jacorian Bennett trade to the Philadelphia Eagles. Thomas Booker IV is the return from Philly to Las Vegas. And a lot of people are asking, what do you get in Thomas Booker IV? You know, there was a lot of Raider Nation that was very high on Jacorian Bennett, excited to see what he could do in this silver and black secondary, one of the most veteran guys in this secondary, but he has been shipped out to the defending Super Bowl champions, and in comes Thomas Booker. In less than 48 hours of the trade becoming official, he is on the field in Seattle getting some meaningful reps and snaps with the Raiders defense. Now, there was obviously highs and lows, but he did flash. He did flash some of that potential as a run stuffer. He did flash in some of his pursuit of the quarterback during different times in that game. And I think there's a lot of excitement as to what a guy like Thomas Booker can bring with Christian Wilkins no longer part of the equation here in Las Vegas. You're looking at a rotation, and who can help fill the void of what that potential would have been? Obviously, Brandon Hunt here with the Raiders had a keen eye on what Thomas Booker looked like in Philadelphia. The Eagles are known for grooming, developing, and producing elite-level defensive line play. And for a guy that was listed just behind Jalen Carter in the depth chart in Philly, makes his way over to Vegas, I think there's a lot of excitement about what this guy can bring to the team and to this Raiders defense. He's a guy that we expect to see a lot in the rest of the preseason games, starting at Allegiant Stadium against the San Francisco 49ers, as well as the finale in Arizona, a guy who's going to be battling for that 53-man roster. We're also going to be seeing quite a bit of him, I would imagine, during the joint practice with San Francisco on Thursday. But another guy I want to get to is in the secondary. And like the offensive line, there's been a lot of competition battles going on with the silver and black secondary. And one of the names that I don't think anybody was talking about at the start of training camp, but now is all anybody can talk about, is the name Caillou Blue Kelly. He is a homegrown talent, Vegas-born, a Bishop Gorman graduate, a product of Stanford, and he's a guy, his rookie year in 2023, played for 3 different teams. He was bouncing around everywhere, former 5th-round pick, but every time he got squeezed out because of a numbers game or whatever the situation, he was immediately picked up by another team before eventually making his way to Las Vegas, playing in a few games last year here for the Raiders, and then signs a reserve contract and is now shining here at training camp. On Tuesday, it was maybe the best practice he's had all training camp. He had an interception return for a touchdown that you can see on all the Raiders social medias. It was attacking the football, physical, violent, and just everything you want to see out of a ball hawk, out of a cornerback going get ball, see ball. So there's a lot of excitement around Caillou Blue Kelly right now. He played under Pete Carroll in 2023 for a handful of games in Seattle before eventually getting waived. So Pete Carroll and his staff have some blueprint on him. They have some understanding of who the player is. And for a secondary that is very young, led by Eric Stokes, former first-round pick, to Cameron Richardson, second-year corner, Darian Porter, first-year player, rookie corner, who was a receiver, now is turning into corner. As good as he's looked, it's nice to see another wave player-type talent in Caillou Blue Kelly, ascending up the depth chart. I know he's listed as that third team, but he was getting a lot of run with the twos last week, and we even saw over the weekend in the last 2 days running with the first-team defense. So, again, sprinkled in here and there, Pete Carroll's talked about he wants his young players to get the opportunity to run with the ones to see if they can do it, if they can hang. And as of right now, in a short sample size, we are seeing Caillou Blue Kelly hang with that first-team defense. And again, being a local guy like a Jonah Laulu makes him easy to root for as well. One other guy, Terrell Edmonds, gets signed by the team earlier this week, a former first-round pick who's kind of been a journeyman the last couple seasons, 4 different teams. He seems like he's earmarked and he's pegged to replace Lonnie Johnson Jr., who went down in that mock game at Allegiant Stadium with a leg injury. The expectation is Lonnie Johnson Jr. might be back sooner than later, but for the time being, they wanted some experience. They wanted some a replacement-level type player. Feels like Terrell Edmonds fits that mold. He'll obviously have to prove it, and we'll see probably a lot of him during the joint practice against San Francisco in the preseason game as well. He has 101 games to his ledger in his NFL career. So, again, experience is there for what was and what still is a still young secondary for the Raiders. And that takes us to the joint practice on Thursday. That compared to a preseason game at Allegiant Stadium. They're not going to be tackling fully to the ground with San Francisco coming into Raiders HQ, but you are going to get situational exercises, drills, and reps that you just can't simulate or replicate in a game because you never know how the game is going to play out. So you get your ones against their ones, and you get to see how it's going to go. Now, San Francisco comes in pretty banged up, as they did last year during this time. San Francisco was pretty banged up. They had to cancel their joint practice with the New Orleans Saints a season ago. Seems like we are a full go to have the joint practice take place here in Henderson between the Raiders and their former Bay Area neighbors. But Pete Carroll says expected to be physical and that they cannot out-practice us on our home field. So that is something to look forward to. I'm excited to see how that looks. I'm always excited for anytime there's a game played inside Allegiant Stadium and Raider Nation is fully there. But it will be an open practice for that joint practice, and that's really where the coaching staff get to see ones-on-ones for an extensive amount of time in situational exercises and reps that you can't otherwise simulate or get or guaranteed to get in a game like at Allegiant Stadium, which we will see Saturday at 1 p.m. At this time, it's time to welcome in our next guest. Joining us here now on the Raiders Training Camp Podcast, presented by SiriusXM, is Raiders rookie offensive lineman Charles Grant. Charles,
what's up, man?
How are we?
Doing good, man. Just excited to be here, be in this environment, just ready to get better.
All right, so first things first, we're a little more than halfway through training camp. How is the body feeling? Obviously, we talk to the rookies, and it's a long year, that first year. How is the body feeling? How is the transition? Does it feel like things have leveled out a little bit for you?
I'd say so, yeah. The body's feeling good. Definitely didn't really know I would be expecting coming in here, but you have great staff in the training room, so they're keeping me ready to go. Yeah, just pretty much that for real. Feeling good. What was the second part?
Just in terms of leveling things out, because I'm sure when you get here, you're just trying to keep your head above water, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so, at what point, or are you still kind of trying to find that level?
I mean, still trying to find the level. Honestly, I feel like I've talked to some guys. They say it takes a couple years for them to really get their whole routine in. But I've been trying to do put some things together, like do stuff before practice, do stuff after practice, kind of just to keep making it a habit, just to keep those good things going.
So two-time first team FCS All-American.
Yes, sir.
How different is fall camp in Virginia compared to a training camp in Las Vegas in the NFL? So peel back the curtain. How wildly different is it for you?
Yeah, so I'd say number one is pretty much probably the tempo of practice is definitely a lot faster here. But I say I'm adjusting nicely. Yeah, there's some things I still want to keep getting better at, but I'm thinking I'm making those adjustments. Just trying to keep. That's what practice was for. Just trying to bring my all to practice and keep going. Weather-wise, though, I'd say I might like it a little bit more here, just because it was very humid in Virginia. Mm-hmm. So it'd be like, if you didn't practice in the morning, like we practice in the afternoon, so it'd be hot but humid. So like there was a couple times I'm leaving practice in college, my socks are all soaked. I got sweat dripping through my cleats, and I've only had that happen like once or twice a year. So I'm liking the weather here.
Yeah, they've been telling us that it's been unseasonably cool this summer.
Yeah.
So we're a little spoiled, but we're starting to feel the heat a little bit, right?
Definitely.
So talk about what this transition has been like for you. You come in with a rookie class, and there's a lot of excitement around the rookie class. Let's start with that. What has that camaraderie been like in terms of, I understand you guys are all in a group chat, texting with each other. Caleb Rogers saying how he's trying to lift people up. You know, what is that like? What has that friendship, relationship been like?
It's been really good, honestly, because a lot of guys that haven't really experienced it for the first time just like me. So we're kind of all just pouring into each other, helping each other out, and just keeping each other up along the way. So it's been really good, very supportive.
You know, it's cliche. I'm sure you've been asked 1,000 times, but we're going to ask you one more time. You're welcome to the NFL moment.
Yeah.
Do you feel it's happened yet?
I feel like it has. Not in game yet, but definitely in practice. So I'd say like first day in pads, maybe I think it was the first day in pads. I was playing right tackle, and that was my first time ever playing right tackle in pads. And I look across me, I got Max Crosby. I'm like, hey, it's going to be a day, but I'm gonna definitely give it my best. And it definitely was a day. It was a day, but I got through it and really learned some stuff throughout that.
Yeah, okay, let's dive into that day, right? I mean, this is one of the premier pass rushers in the NFL, one of the faces, if not the face of the franchise, right? So when you're staring at that, I mean, how much self-talk are you doing in that moment, or do you not even have time to kind of figure out what's going on, who you're facing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, what is that process like for you mentally?
Yeah, so honestly, I'm trying to get into a spot where I can kind of like not do the same thing for everybody, but like, you know, get comfortable in what I'm trying to do, take a good set, get to the point, do whatever I have to do to kind of like make the block happen. So I kind of just see it as another opportunity to learn. Like I know he's like he's like the best guy on the team. So if I can block him, I'm making some good lengths in my ability. So
how do we do that day?
That day.
How would you rate yourself that day?
That day it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best because it was just first time playing right tackle.
Yeah.
I had said this before. It's kind of like driving a car in America versus driving a car in like Europe or something. It's like steering wheel on a different side, a little funky, but it's just driving at the end of the day. So definitely learned a lot throughout it though.
Well, let's stay there then. That transition going from left tackle to right tackle. Yeah. I'm sure you're probably still not even 100% comfortable yet, but is it growing better than maybe you would have thought on that first day?
I think so. Yeah, definitely. I've been playing. I've been going back and forth a little bit, but heart's always at the left, but I do want to get more experience at the right.
I saw you at practice the other day, you know, off to the side working with Colton Miller. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about that relationship with Colton?
Yeah.
And is he one of those guys that you've been kind of leaning on in terms of the veteran leadership?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So I'd say a relationship with him. I mean, it's kind of like, I feel like it's like big brother, little brother type of thing. Like he's a guy that's been doing it for a while. He has all the knowledge that I hope to get. So just ask him questions. Like I'll ask him like after I do a rep, I'm like, did you see anything? After we're watching film, I'm like, how can I get this better? Or what are some things to fix? So he's definitely been helping me out a lot.
Meeting rooms wise, how different is this in terms of the amount of information? Chip Kelly offense, understanding different roles, different positions, multiple positions, right? Yeah. So has that been part? I guess what was the level of difficulty or still is in that aspect?
I mean, it's definitely getting there. You know what I'm saying? I would say I had a coach in college that he didn't just like show us like you block him. He really like broke down he really broke down the concepts of the plays that we ran. So just taking that like background knowledge to some of the stuff that and applying to some of the stuff we're doing here, as well as just taking that like background, how to learn the information, and just keep it going.
The why, right? Not just go get that guy, but why you're
like
doing
what are we trying to do?
Yeah.
And everything like that.
Let's go to Seattle.
All right.
What describe the experience?
Yeah.
From the moment you got off the plane to the moment you got into Lumen Field. I mean, describe everything that went into that first NFL debut, the first road game for you.
Yeah. So definitely was an experience, man. Like that's definitely the most people I played in front of ever. Like I'm coming from a smaller school, so like I think Montana State was like the most people I probably playing them was the most people I played in front of. So that was honestly a surreal moment. Like looking up, being like, dang, I'm really on TV right now. I had like all my friends watching it back home and stuff. They taking videos for me. And it was just a great experience. I feel like I learned a lot about myself as a player, like the things that were working for me, the things that like if I was getting beat, like why was I getting beat, the things I can do to fix that. So I just feel like it was a great experience to learn.
What do you think was working for you?
Yep. I'd say if I can stay square as possible for as long as possible, and kind of get to the point and settle. That's kind of like the key for me, and then also just getting off the ball. Got to work on that, but I think it's getting better too.
Yeah, obviously a lot of first-year players, they always talk about the speed, right? The tempo is different. It felt like, and just from bird's eye, it looked like you handled that really well. Was that a comfortable?
Yeah.
Or did you feel it?
Maybe it's like at the beginning, but it definitely slowed down. I'd say going against a team that doesn't know your snap count every play, it definitely slows things down. So some guys were telling me before is like a quarter like compared to practice, like it's gonna be a little slower. So I did see that a little bit.
All right,
like, we're balls to the walls in practice, so we were definitely going. So.
Well, want to dive into a little bit more about you. I did a little homework. I understand you're a twin.
I am a twin. Yep.
Are we the older or are we the younger twin?
So I'm technically the older twin.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the older and the bigger twin. So we're fraternal twins. He's about 6'1", 6 foot, like 180.
So that's why he's not out here.
Yeah, that's not why he's not with me. But he's definitely doing his own thing. I always say he's the more creative twin.
Okay.
I was like he was an athlete too. He swam in high school, but I was definitely like doing more sports and he was doing more like creative stuff. I know growing up he wanted to be a film director.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Right now he's making some music with some friends, has a little group, and kind of just doing a lot of projects like that.
What was the reaction? You said you were getting blown up on your phone after that game in Seattle. I imagine that bond is one of one, right?
Yeah.
What was that conversation like after?
Yeah, honestly, just telling him my experience for real. He was very excited for me, and hopefully trying to get into a game soon. I know he's all the way in Virginia, so he has work and stuff, so it's going to be a little difficult, but definitely trying to get him out here.
Last one for you. I understand not only were you an all-state wrestler in high school, which makes sense with the position, but you also donated bone marrow.
I did. Well, it was
in college.
Yeah, it was like stem cells.
Yeah.
So Coach London, my head coach. So he when he was younger, his daughter had some type of disease. So he actually was the donator to her.
Wow.
So it was just such a proud moment for him and pivotal moment for his life. So every year we had like the National Bone Marrow Drive. So they would come in, we'd like swab our cheeks. We had the football players going around asking people if they wanted to sign up, just trying to get as many people in the registry as possible. So I did it like my first year, and like something like when I got the call, I had like a dream or something. Like it was like like a couple of days before, it's like you're a match for a person.
That's
I was like, that's a little weird. And then I wake up, or not, like a couple days later, I get the text. I'm like, is this a scam? So I reached out to one of my friends that was a part of the club at school, and he was like, nah, it's the real deal. So kind of just responded back and went through the process.
That's unbelievable. Makes you for an easy guy to root for, obviously.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
Well done on your part. Lastly, before we let you go, as people get ready to root for you, Raider Nation.
Yes, sir.
I know you had the mock game. I understand that. It's going to be a little different. Still preseason, but a little different, elevated from the mock game. What is the excitement level to get inside Allegiant Stadium in front of Raider Nation, a raucous atmosphere, preseason game going up against what is a bit of a rival of sorts?
Yeah. Hey, man, it's going to be really exciting, honestly, because we're going to be on home turf, so we're going to have a lot of fans rooting for us instead of trying to boo us or do whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely going to be a great moment, get to show out for all the fans. Have a great game.
Well, we look forward to seeing you progress in your first year. Look forward to seeing you at Allegiant Stadium. Raiders rookie offensive lineman Charles Grant. Charles, appreciate the time. Thanks so much.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
All right, make sure you stay with the Raiders Training Camp podcast presented by SiriusXM on Raiders.com, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you next week.